Welcome back to another episode of Venture Capital TV from LATOKEN. My name is Sunny Mohanty. I'm the Regional Director of LATOKEN based here in Singapore, and I host VCTV Monday till Friday, 12 p.m. UK time. So please do not miss tuning in to VCTV. So fantastic. Today we are discussing about sports tech. Investments in sports tech with countries going lockdown, especially countries like India and Brazil because of the pandemic. Even people cannot go out of their houses. I think technology plays even a much bigger role when it comes to fitness. Sports obviously encapsulates everything, fitness, sports, and everything else in that space. So today we're going to hear from our speakers what kind of innovations happening in the space, especially with country lockdowns. We don't know when these lockdowns are going to get over, or is it going to get over? Who knows? So what are startups doing in the space? What are investors looking to invest into in the space? So let's just discuss and have a good time on this episode of VCTV. Let's have a quick round of intro of our speakers today. I'm joined today by Vandana, Kingsley, and Dr. Saurabh Bhatia. So now I've spelled it correctly. Welcome all of you to another episode of VCTV. We're going to talk about technology and sports. Artificial intelligence and machine learning will also continue to enter the mainstream in 2021, as we know that. But we're going to talk every technology that's going to touch sports. Let's start with a quick round of intro of our speakers first, and then deep dive into the technology that are going to help the sports tech industry and help us human beings to stay healthy, happy, and sane during this lockdown. Vandana, over to you. Quick round of intro, and welcome back on VCTV. I'm always happy and glad to have you on our shows. So let's have a quick round of intro.
Thank you, Sunny. Always happy to see you also. This is like a happy family hour, like we always say. And I look forward for these VCTV shows so that I can meet you more often. It's always exciting to be here to see all my old friends, Kingsley, Saurabh, and I think Harsh is missing today. So let's start with my intro. I was in Singapore and Jakarta for 15 years in investment banking. I had my own family office fund there, and this is my 7th year back in India. I did some investments, went back to advisory. Now I'm connected with 350 investors globally, and I do pick up global deals. We are sector agnostic. Typically, we pick up $1 million to $25 million. So please feel free to reach out to me. www.convanto.com is my website address. And thank you for having me here.
Thank you, Vandana, and welcome always on VCTV, and rightly said, family hour. Okay, next I have Kingsley from Tokyo. Hi, Kingsley, welcome back.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi. Good, Sonny. How you doing? It's good. It's nice to see familiar faces. Like you said, it's becoming like it's not becoming like it's a family hour right now where we have to discuss business and how to invest in different startups, different versatile areas. And it's always a pleasure to be here. And thank you for having me here again. Totally, it's a pleasure being with you and Dr. Raf. Very nice to be with you again. We had a good discussion last time. So my name is Kingsley Kobayashi. I'm a Japanese Nigerian. I was born in Nigeria. I started my first company when I was 21 in Nigeria called Hurricanes Investment, then become Hurricanes International in Japan. I'm a serial entrepreneur, turnaround expert. I'm into different investment areas. I'm in the blockchain sector. I have a pharmaceutical company, natural medicine. I'm into commercial real estate, blockchain projects, healthcare innovations. For me, there's no bad business as long as it's legitimate. If you have a good startup, if it's a great renewable energy or whatever you are doing out there that is good, that you need help, you need support in structuring, we'll do consultation on different aspects and we do investment depending on the project. There is no limit of investment we cannot do, depending on how and when you want us to come in. Pleasure being here again, and look forward to a good discussion today.
Fantastic, and welcome back, Kingsley. I know you do many things, and always, a person with a very dynamic personality as well. And congratulations to be nominated as a top entrepreneur in Japan. One of the press releases that was done, I saw that on LinkedIn. And always happy to have you on VCTV and hear your insights and share that with our audience.
Thank you very much, Sonny. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, next we have Dr. S. Bhatia. Hi from our ventures. Hi, Dr. Saurabh, welcome back. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm good, Sunny, and I hope all of you are doing well too. I'm Dr. Saurabh Bhatia from our ventures. I help startups raise funds. If it is less than $1 million, I take it up on my own platform on saurabhbhatia.com. And if it's more than $1 million, I'm heading the High Tables platform on our ventures. So we take them up there. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Good to know. Good to know. Thank you and welcome back, Dr. Saurabh. Okay, so we're going to talk about sports tech, startups, investors, and everything around that. So let's just start with the tech trends and the startups who are changing the game in 2020, 2021. So what are the technology trends around sports? Let's start with maybe Kingsley.
Yes, Sonny, thank you very much. I think it's more about people taking care of themselves right now. The best head check right now, I believe, are the straps you put in your hand that monitor your heart, monitor your heartbeat, your whatever in your body. You have Apple doing that. You have other lines doing that. I think that's the most common one that people are using right now because it shows, okay, is my heart rate okay? Is my heartbeat okay? Am I dehydrated? Do I have this? I think that's the most common one that people are using. Then you have others that are indoor related tech sports that you can work out with. You have tele spotting or video spotting as you call it, where you have an instructor on the other side of the video and teaching you how to do yoga, do your pose, make your arms better, make your hands better. I think in this corona pandemic period, people are looking more to technology that will help them to keep in shape, technology that will make them feel healthy, to feel better, and then investing in monitors that will at least scan your body. You look at your body and say, okay, I'm getting better. My heart is okay. My stomach is okay. I don't have this. I have that. Sugar level and things like that. Every other tech out there is kind of different right now because you don't really get to use them. You have the case for F1. You have the basketball 360 timed and things like that. But I don't think people are really using that much right now. But although a lot of money has been put into it, but the COVID-19 has pushed technology that are used inside the house. And this, I think this is what we should be looking at today and see how we can improve and invest in them.
Yes, absolutely. How to use sports inside your home. Thank you so much, Kingsley, for those opening remarks. Dr. Saurabh, over to you, please. What are some of the technology trends that you've seen in 2021 in continuation from 2020 in the space?
So personally, I have dealt with about 4 sports tech companies and all handling something different from each other. But my introduction to sports technology came from the movie Moneyball, where you can see that a lot of analysis and a lot of data crunching can actually lead you to good results. And that has taken a big time. And today, like India, as you all know, is predominantly a cricket-loving country compared to baseball, basketball, or soccer in Europe and US. So a lot of companies do come up with improvements about data crunching in cricket. And those were the initial days when we used to crunch data about how much a player is scoring and how many balls a player is throwing. And now it's much more like about the action, about the angles, about how do they score when the ball is on a particular angle. So it's gone all very, very high tech, much more than the human eye can discern, even if we want to discern that. So that data analysis is the big thing. And now that data analysis is actually coming into individual games. So there are players who are coming and trying to put various types of devices or camera analysis of various players, where they tell them, like, it happens in golf, it happens in cricket, it happens in baseball, whether your swing is right, whether your swing is too early, too late, and all that kind of analysis. So there are companies that I know who are doing all this kind of work. And not to forget the personal health bit, which Kingsley had just mentioned, that yes, players also are becoming much more conscious of managing with their personal health, and with all that technology like Fitbit kind of things and
Yeah.
personal bands, and some people have been talking about even the ECG monitoring with the clothing. So with all this personal monitoring, data crunching, as well as a lot of television telecast, which is now quite hi-fi because of that, in which average spectator can see that what all is being analyzed and why a decision was taken, both in soccer or anywhere the foul is given. All these things have taken front now, and personally, I have handled a few companies who are doing this. So I can safely say that these companies are actually poised for good investments.
All right, all right. Okay, thank you so much, Saurabh, for sharing those as well with the audience. Great points there. Vandana, anything you like to add on? I mean, obviously, we cannot separate health apps from when you're talking about sports tech. It's very important, especially with the pandemic. So, anything you like to add on?
So, I have seen this app lately. It's called Healthify Me,
Sorry,
and
what?
Healthify Me.
Okay.
Healthify Me. It's about um in the daytime how many exercises you did, what you ate, what you how many steps you took. So I think that is one app that I would recommend everybody to download. One is that. And in terms of sports technology, I see a lot of AI, blockchain and media coming in. And I believe that AI will have a huge impact on sports. Too many people are unaware that AI will affect their jobs sooner rather than later. Like what to think of scouting, for example. There's an AI that can predict the potential and talent of players. Data analytics will only get bigger, and it goes far and beyond goals, scored, passes made and distance run. Metrics and data points such as playing patterns, tactics, etc., will become a commonplace. And the health of an athlete will also be impacted by AI. With the help of big data, predictive and diagnostic capabilities will improve. And this way, it will only be known when the athlete gets tired, but also under which circumstances, And in media and advertising, AI will also play a big role. It will determine what the right camera angle is, when the right opportunity presents itself to show ads based on excitement levels. Also, many people associate the blockchain with cryptocurrency, but the blockchain is much more than that. It will enter sports arena sooner rather than later. And in simple words, the blockchain is a technology that will allow you and me to make a transaction on a network without the help of a middleman. So, what to expect in a sports context is, just to name a few possibilities: direct investments in athlete clubs in return for part of their future earnings. Safe sports betting, tickets can no longer be forged. Additionally, blockchain technology can also be used to fight against doping in fan engagement and in protecting sports imaging rights. Then also media. You know, I have seen a lot of companies which have these similar to Netflix, but they are promoting only different kinds of sports. Sorry, as in OTT platforms that have different sports activities. So I think that will really take a, you will see it that trend coming in soon. Not only that, like the others mentioned, those athlete bands that help us monitor our heartbeat, the footsteps, how many jogs that we did in a day. I think those all these will come in, very soon. Fitbit is already there since way long back. We have oximeters also now. We can check our oxygen levels, at home itself. So I feel that these are the different technologies that will come in place. We will see a lot more uh, gaming apps also coming in. I've been doing some gaming deals as well, wherein you will just have to, play sports by the gaming app. So I think technology in sports will take a huge turn soon.
Yes, great points touching upon blockchain and crypto as well. Thank you so much, Vandana, for highlighting that, because we always talk about artificial intelligence and machine learning, which is obviously has a big role to play in sports tech. But I think you rightly said blockchain and crypto also has a big role to play in this space. So I would like to know how easy it is for a startup to uh, um, scale in this space and get the much needed funding, traction, which means what are the challenges faced by the startups in this space? Like to start with Dr. Saurabh Bhatia.
Thanks, Sunny. Sports industry is one which has been given the label of COVID affected industry. So the moment you get that label, things become a little difficult. Majority of sports which draw a lot of money are outdoor sports, and outdoors, as we all know, have taken a beating during this period. So there has been a little bit of resistance on the part of investors from my experience of late. But having said that, the companies which come up with technology that is about to last, and it is not merely a short-term technology or overcoming COVID technology, so the ones who are coming with things which can be used for years and years to come, or probably one can see the potential that they will be a part of the sports kit from now on. Those ones are still getting investments, but in general, a little bit of resistance is there. One more point I would like to add is that when we talk about sports technology, we tend to first think about all the electronic technology that we can think of. But there's a lot of research which also happens on things like the right kind of shoes, the right kind of sportswear, the right kind of hats, the weight of golf clubs and the golf balls. So a lot of electronic technology goes into doing that research as well. And sometimes it doesn't take the forefront. It doesn't come right in front of our eyes on television or something. But then that technology also is progressing. And the companies which produce this kind of sports equipment, they are ready to invest in these kind of companies.
Okay. All right. Good point there, Dr. Saurabh. Thanks for adding that on. Kingsley, over to you, please. So would you invest into a sports tech startup? Do you see they have potential to grow beyond the COVID-19 pandemic? And what kind of challenges do you see they face?
I mean, there's a future for growth in the sport industry. We know how long it took FIFA to accept the goal line technology, right? So regulations are very important there. You have to look at the regulations of the governing body of that sport you are investing in. though the goal line technology was accepted, and then we have the, the instant photo frame that takes 3,000 pictures in in 10 seconds or so. So you are able to view everything at what is the line, or as opposed to, oh, it's a draw. Now it's not a draw anymore because you have all these pictures to draw the line and say, okay, this is what happened. That technology is very well, even for horse races, for swimming. Like Dr. Raf said, we saw in the Olympic China how they use the fast phone suit that make them swim faster. Uh, you have that. Then you have what I really like is the American football helmet that was introduced to reduce concussion, to reduce when they hit each other. We've had a lot of problems of people having those head injuries longer in their life, but with the new technology helmet that they have on, they are protected. So this is a sector that one is able to look at as, okay, I want to invest in this sector. Another sector that is good. We all heard today that Tesla said, okay, he's no longer going to buy cars with Bitcoin, because mining Bitcoins takes a lot of energy. So when you look
Yeah.
at cars for Formula One, it uses the waste produced to make the vehicle faster at the long run, which means it's recycling the waste product. This is also anything that recycles the waste in the environment that is tech related, or that is sport related, should be invested in. So these are things we are looking at. We are looking at uh, making bicycles more technological friendly. You have electric bicycles in Japan now, very popular. So you have the electric bicycles that work, and you just you remove the battery, you put the battery back there, which is good. So there's a lot of fields you can invest in, and this also work in developing countries in helping those who ride bicycles to the farm and back from the farm, to reduce the energy they use in pedaling the bicycles. So there's a lot of areas we can look at, like Dr. Raf said, footwear technology that is making people to run faster, so making them to run faster. Wears, you have the baseball clock. In the olden days, you had only one big clock there, and then it's covered with the body. You cannot see, but the fans cannot see. But now you have like 360 degrees ones that can actually make you to do that. So we are looking at investing in different areas, but the truth is, indoor sports is taking over right now due to the pandemic. What, like Tonali said, there's a lot of applications out there that you can use to exercise inside the house. Some are free, some are not free, some are easily accessible. So it's going to be, how do you monetize it? A lot of startups say, okay, I have this idea, I have that idea, but they fail to tell me how they are going to make money from it, or how am I going to get my money back, which is the most important thing. So they have not been able to put this together in this short time, because the pandemic took the sport world away. People were always used to outdoor sports. You go out there, you play football, you play American football, you play basketball, you do your push-ups outside, you run or you walk. But right now, with the pandemic, you can't really do this. So I think it's going back to indoor tech sports, which I am willing
Yes.
to invest into, not outdoor anymore. Although outdoor will be back, hopefully. We don't know when the pandemic is gonna go away, because right now it's mutating, it's getting different variants, as they say. So indoor will be the way to go.
Yeah, I think indoor, you're totally correct. You're totally right. I think if I put my investor hat, I think this is where I will put my money as well. Indoor sports and electric vehicles are very popular in Singapore as well, and as much as in Tokyo. I am very intrigued, curious about those running shoes, which can make me run faster. I will pay. Can you take that banner off? Sorry, that message off. So I don't know how to take this out, but let me try. Sorry, but then over to you, please.
Yeah, so investments in this sector has, I have seen a decline. And, primarily two sectors, connected fitness and health. Particularly, they have recovered focused solutions, but investments are a bit slow in this sector, and I don't see many investments happening. The COVID-19 pandemic massively accelerated this sector in 2020, but it's just getting started, and 2021 will see a further growth. The augmentation of the viewing experience, whether directly on the device on which you're watching the game, uh, with the integration of stats, betting odds and chats with your friends, or on a secondary device providing answers or gaming, that would crowd out the viewing experience on the primary device. And, somewhat like what Hotstar is doing with IPL in India.
Yeah.
So, many investors are concerned about startup founders in this sector being unqualified decision makers, risk aversion and cost. While there is plenty of, blame to go around, startups in this space need to validate their, business model, outside of a core sports stakeholder. They need to realize revenue from more than just sports teams, leagues and properties. Organizations that have historically reinforced the leading responses to this question, and more importantly, relationships with these audiences require long scale cycles which must be kept in the mind while running such a startup. And from an investment perspective, media and content related platforms, esports and measurement platforms for data analytics and biometrics are among the top three areas of interest. Other notable areas include the athlete and tech and performance optimization in venue technology, gambling and gaming, and recovery health and home fitness. As investors, we see, there is a cycle in every industry except sports, which has the biggest consumer ecosystem. And sports had been a very traditional industry powered by legacy tech. But now with the streaming, sports content media distribution is decentralized via social media platforms. The sports market has the opportunity to be a multi-trillion dollar ecosystem with technological advances such as 5G, digital collectible trading, and the rise of esports, which will fuel new market and social behavior. Now, as the infusion of deep tech continues in smart venue, gambling, performance, biometrics, and many more sub verticals where data is the engine, we will naturally see more and more deep tech investors entering the sports investment landscape.
So it's more about the deep tech investors, right? Rightly said,
Yeah.
5G as well. So, okay, I think we agreed to the points that obviously there's a lot of opportunity because of the pandemic in the space, and both for entrepreneurs and investors. I also wanted to touch base on health tech, mental wellness tech as well. I just want to talk. So what, because you have fitness tech, sports tech for entertainment as well. Like, sports can obviously, like, cricket and IPL is entertainment tech. Then you have sports tech, which obviously falls into that space. Fitness tech. Then you have mental wellness as well. That's another area we cannot. So what's happening in that space and how creative? I've seen some creative apps in that space, but would you like to share what's happening in that space? And from an investor point of view, how much importance that has as a portfolio to invest into? Kingsley?
Yeah, so then we are talking about human interactions, right? We as human beings, we need to talk to each other. We need to be out there to be, we used to dance, we used to at least talk to each other. You have, there were human interactions before. I think Japan is doing something very good about that, to be able to include the audience, though they are not in the stadium. Because right now you cannot go to the stadium, you cannot go to watch basketball, you cannot go to watch football, you cannot go to watch even the Olympics. So they are coming up with different ideas where the audience will be inclusive, although they are not in the stadium, but they have direct access to the stadium from their home. So you are viewing it at the right time. You have a big screen that you can watch and say, hey, yay, and everybody will hear you. Everybody watching at the same time can interact with you and say, hey, that is a good goal, or that's a bad goal. That is good. So the interaction aspect is what is going to help us mentally, because people are now different because they're home alone or they're home with the same person every day. So what do you do to create an audience that you can actually interact with?
Yeah.
Now, this is an area that if you put your money into, you will not lose it. Because
Yeah.
we as humans, we want to talk, we want to interact. That has been taken away from us by the pandemic. So
Yes.
people are coming up with technology that can make myself and yourself in Singapore or India play a game, and we have audience watching live, and the audience can actually hail us and say, hey, Kings, good job, Tolani, good job, Sorab, good job, and it's in real time. So these are the kind of technology that will help us mentally in the
Yes.
in the short run. In the long run, we're going to look into of doctors being able to talk to them, the psychologists being able to talk with them and make them feel happy. How do you create a system that, that applications that will make people feel happy, right? Happiness is the source of good health. Laughing is a good health. So either you create content that will make you laugh all the time. If I'm sad, I know the movies to watch and I'll be happy. I know the music to listen to that will change my mood. And I know what I want to hear that will make me happy. So being happy is the basic
Yeah.
uh, uh, foundation of meta awareness, right? Meta
Yes.
awareness is when you start going into yourself with the negativity. How do you remove that negativity? So technologies that will make you remove that negativity and talk more with people, interact more with people. Like we are talking here, this is an opportunity because we are able to see each other. We are able to interact at the same time. You are able to see my hand moving. So what
Yeah.
happens if I can move my hand like this and we are playing people, right? There's a technology that we can be playing. You are there, but can be playing people like that. Not just chess. So and we can see our scores and things like that. That will improve humanity. So how do we improve humanity with technologies that touches the heart, that make you feel better, that make you laugh more? No, but we used to release our stress when there was a goal. Yeah, that's a goal. That you were releasing stress without realizing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
we
Absolutely.
need that interaction to start happening again. And those are areas I'm looking to invest. If anybody have a good project that will bring that interactions, Japan is doing very well in that area right now, and we are looking into it.
Wow, I really love that concept of, for example, like all of us are watching the same sport. We
Yeah.
come into a group, like we make our own group, like we have like VCTV, all the speakers can have their own little groups and support a sport, like, especially cricket,
Yes.
right? You have
Yes.
supporters and, you have other games like soccer and you're interacting as well, right?
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. I can figure that out. I mean, that's very interesting. Kingsley just brought this up. And yes, Kingsley is ready to spend his money on that startup was
Always on a
probably
good project.
projects. Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So yes, Dr. Saurav, I mean, since you're a doctor as well, so I mean, obviously, mental wellness is very important along with physical wellness. So, what do you see happening in the space?
So I'll go about this in a roundabout way. So when I had read the title of sports tech, so what usually comes to my mind, at least, or at least in the circle that I move, sports is usually associated with something outdoors where you have to exert physically. While
Yeah.
gaming is something which we usually say is something which we do indoors, maybe on a video or on a computer or maybe over a board. So the board games are games; they are not board sports.
Hmm.
So while we can say that cricket is a game, so the game can be a bigger, wider umbrella. But in general, if we say gaming, it's indoors, and if it's sports, you have to go outside and play. So,
Pre-COVID.
so the what? Yeah,
Pre-COVID.
yeah. So one part of the sports is the physical exertion, the exercise. So normally we say when we do exercise, we feel nice after that because of the release of endorphins, which are the happy hormones and all that. So same effect happens when people go and play outdoor sports and exert physically. So that
Yes.
was one important aspect. Second was fitness. Third was, of course, interaction between human to human interaction and a competitive spirit, and then bonding with people. So
Yeah.
all these four things combined, they used to create an ecosystem and an atmosphere environment of mental health, you being healthy and feeling nice about it.
Yeah.
Now, what has it transformed into is indoor gaming, where there are channels like Twitch, where you can go on Twitch and you can directly telecast the game that you are playing.
Yeah.
I don't play all the arcade games that the kids these days play, but I do play chess. Sometimes I telecast my chess game there, and a lot of other chess coaches do that. And now people are also monetizing that. So if you reach a certain number of followers or viewers, then you also get to make money on that. So the earlier kick from the game used to come from doing well and bonding with people and exerting physically, and used to come home all sweaty and but feeling nice. But now that has got changed into a Facebook like experience, that how many followers can you gather and how much money can you make. And if you do something less than that the day before, you feel bad, you feel you could not perform the way you were able to perform yesterday, and that kind of hits the mental health as well. So I
Yeah.
feel that the indoor gaming is not something we can put at par with sports, so to say. As far as mental health goes, it is definitely going to hurt the mental health. Being in isolation, playing a game, and just getting your kick out of the number of followers or the number of donations you got online. So I think this is an area, but unfortunately, this area is being promoted because a lot of money is coming into it, and a lot of people donate money to the players who telecast their games, and a lot of companies are also holding online sports tournaments, which have a very high prize money, sometimes exceeding $1 million. So with that kind of money being pumped in, I don't see it going away either. But since you broached the topic of mental health, I don't think this indoor gaming is going to do wonders to people's mental health.
I think obviously there is a big concern there. That's a point. I mean, okay, people are making money, companies are making money, but people are losing out on their mental sanity, right?
Yes.
So that we have a problem statement here.
Yep.
So and do you know anybody working to have a solution to this?
So, no, I mean, in general, you keep hearing advice to parents that encourage your kids to go out and play. I mean, pre-COVID, I'm talking about that children should go out and play, and don't let them keep doing that gaming on the mobile or on the computers and all that. But at the same time, it's the same parents who also buy the equipment to do that, and the licenses to play those kind of games. So while there is a bit of suggestion in general from society that it should be discouraged, the peer pressure that everybody is doing it and the companies are encouraging it, and there is money happening, all these things combined are kind of, at least as of now, it is on the rise. It's not really declining.
Wow. Thank you for sharing. I think I totally agree. But with the lockdown, people do not have much option as well, right? So Vandana, what you think about how has this, especially in the India context, because you are there physically there. So how do you think that another lockdown of this sort, with the pandemic, people dying, obviously has a lot of impact on your mental sanity, right? Mental wellness. So how which players are actually trying to address this? You must be seeing a lot of startups out of India trying to address this problem. And can you share some of these startup stories
Yeah.
with us?
Yeah, Sunny. So actually, way before time, there were lot many apps on mental wellness that had come in way before COVID.
Right.
Which had calming music, sleeping music. There is one app, if you're feeling depressed, there's a certain kind of music you can listen, a certain kind of meditation you can do.
Right.
So these apps really got heavily invested also. But the point is, a person who's going through mental, a little bit problem in their mind, how will they remember to go to that app and start because there are a lot of psychological issues which I see people are going through in the pandemic, and I think that is causing them to fall sick more than anything else. Like in my previous talks, if you remember, I've always said that, mind and body is connected. If your mind is not fine, definitely your body will start showing symptoms as well. If you pick up a day, for instance, where you are absolutely tired and you're not feeling good in the mind, your body will start aching somewhere or the other as well, whether it's your back, whether it's your shoulder, whether it's your stomach, and then it will just start on. So I think mental health is really, really important at this stage of time. But how much also we emphasize on being positive. At some point people do get negative, and it is very natural. People do get these emotions of anger, etc. So though I see a lot of mental health apps coming, and that can talk to you and ask you how you're feeling, and do a lot of this lot of uh, things going around that app, but still I think if there's a lot more needed to be done with mental illness, especially for women in India. They go through a lot of issues. Also, men do go through a lot of issues. Everybody is a social animal, and people like to go out. They want to earn. They want to, they have their corporate lifestyle. They have their, social lifestyle, and if that gets jeopardized for many, they fall in a big trap. Now, I feel the best way to solve this is just by doing yoga and pranayams. I'll tell you that, I do a lot of yoga, Surya Namaskar, and breathing exercises early in the morning. That really, and drinking a lot of water. The moment one starts feeling negative, put on some music, whether it's any kind of music that you like. It will really help you come out of it, what you're feeling really fast. So you have to keep distracting yourself, keep yourself busy, do some cleaning, do something, with your children, like playing a board game, carom, for instance. Many people have not spoken about carom since ages. It's a very good indoor sports. I mean, and it the family sport kind of a thing. Ludo, for instance, has come up during lockdown. So I think these kind of things will keep you more evolved. Plus, reading good books and good stuff, like reading the book The Power of the Subconscious Mind. And I think just focusing on positive things, and just trying to create a shift there in the mind will help solve this more. Of course, all kinds of technologies are there, but I think if I have to invest in any app which is for mental health, I wouldn't, because naturally it has to have something really destructive for me to do that.
Yeah, thank you, Vandana, for sharing that as well.
Sorry, I just wanted to tell Vandana that I do provide one-on-one consultation for mental health. So in case you need any help, you are welcome.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because the reason we're discussing mental health today, because body is one. You cannot separate your physical body with your mind, right? As Vandana rightly said. And with no entertainment, with no sports, outside, what the doctor sort of just said, it's not the same. Like, we cannot play indoors, right? I mean, in our own houses. So we have to find creative ways to keep ourselves physically active. I mean, yoga is obviously one of the ways, but in terms of cardio and everything else, I think that has a lot to should also be taken into consideration. The other day, I saw somebody on a treadmill with their laptop, which was actually attached to the treadmill. It is like, so that doesn't fall off when that person is on conferences, right? Because if you're constantly moving that on and off, it might just fall off and break. That's quite innovative. That's working for that person. So I was quite, good. I mean, I was happy to see something of that sort has come up, because if you are a gym person and your gym is closed now in India, and you're totally trapped. I think you just get your treadmill to your bedroom or maybe whatever you work, and get your laptop attached and you work and you're fit as well. So I think these are some of the models that I have seen recently that just sprung up because of the lockdown in India, especially. And very good points, I would say, everybody sharing on this session, including the mental wellness as well. As a sports tech, a doctor said, Dr. Saurav said, a sports tech for him was external sports like cricket and soccer and all that stuff. But now, post-COVID or COVID times, there's no differences. It's all come together as one. So, Brett, let's take some quick round of closing remarks before we wrap up the show from each of you.
Yeah. Let me just
Insight.
come in a little bit there. A lot of people misunderstand sport tech and gaming, e-gaming or esports. They are very different. Sports tech is got to do with how do you improve your physical ability to do sport.
Yeah.
Now there is something I'm still expecting from India that I have not seen. What is India known for? When I was young, there was something India was known for, and that is dancing. Right? In every Indian movie, I have to wait for when the dancing starts. That's the part I like about Indian movies. If there's no dancing, that movie is not an Indian movie for me. So during this pandemic, what is stopping them from coming up with a technology that can make everybody dance in their room and everybody is seeing it at the same time? You are solving a country's problem with a country's tradition. We sometimes forget that we have a tradition, we have a custom that got us where we are today. And that Indian tradition and custom can be put into tech, that everybody in different rooms, in different houses, in different provinces can dance together at the same time. That's technology there. How do you marry technology with tradition? How do you marry technology with custom? No, people are not taking that way. They have to bring that into it. You see that a lot of people will get out of their chair. Even the old women, the old men will get up and start shaking their body. And when they start shaking their body, the depression is gone.
Yeah.
You are marrying the old custom and the new custom together, and you get a good result. People have to think out of the box. We are just thinking about, okay, e-games, okay, lottery. I'm going to win this. I'm going to play this, like Dr. Brad said. And they are just making money for those people. This is not about money. This is about humanity. What can you do to make people happy? What can you do to make people get out of their depression? To move, they are tired. They are like, oh, I can't do this anymore. And then there's a happy song and everybody dancing.
Yes.
And it's motivating. You can interact with the other person. Hey, why are you not dancing? Stand up, let's dance together. And you are dancing. These are the kind of innovations that we are waiting for. And when it comes out, we'll be there to put the money to it and help humanity. That is more important than anything.
Thank you so much, Kingsley. I think Saurav and Vandana, you should start planning of a reality show where we can all dance together.
Exactly.
Real time. Saurav, Dr. Saurav, your closing remarks.
So I just loved what Kingsley said, and also loved the remark that sometimes we forget what our own traditions can do for us because we are too busy chasing either money or getting a developed country tag. So most of the time we forget. And the reason why we also forget is, as Kingsley mentioned, I have come across one particular company which was looking for investment in the area where you can put up 1 minute dance clip of yours, and then they will get dance masters and choreographers to analyze that clip and give you feedback. But once again, a majority of it is focused towards either money making or so as a society, we have probably forgotten that a lot of things can be done without the intention of making money behind it, and just for the sake of our physical or mental well-being. And I think maybe, yeah, I just take this point home from this whole conversation from Kingsley, that we should remember what our tradition can do for us in these times of distress, which we have actually forgotten. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been discussing this kind of mental health with typical Indian families where we support each other and families are the support system. It shouldn't have come up actually.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Saurabh, for actually agreeing to what Kingsley said. I totally agree. I mean, being if there was no VCTV platform like this, I don't know what I would be doing. Seriously, you know, this is the only platform where I can talk to people from all over the world and get to know about you, like you're keeping well or not keeping well, or you know, if something happens. So I think it's very important to make it more interactive. Again, our tradition has been, as Kingsley, and we were just discussing about the dance steps, the Bollywood dance steps and everything. Obviously, that makes a lot of difference to us, right? When you're happy, when you're dancing, that's our tradition. So yeah, let's just think through. Maybe, you know, you can come up with something and fund it as well. Vandana, over to you with your closing remarks.
Yeah, so last month I did give a talk on mental wellness, and I would like to also connect Dr. Bhatia there so that he can also give a talk there and guide people about the mental wellness. And I totally agree. Dancing is a form of helping the mind as well. There were lots of dancing institutes before where people would just go for having fun and exercises and come back home. But
Yeah.
of course, online dancing also is a form. But yeah, it's become more of a money game everywhere. Everything calls for money. It's not for humanity anymore, like Kingsley said. So dancing, of course, helps. Like I said, music helps. There are many other things that help the mind as well. And I totally agree that we need to have such webinars where we discuss openly about these things and have something interactive, maybe a dance show or something.
Yes.
So where we can
We're all happy and excited about it. So all of us are like smiling and happy the moment you said
yeah.
it.
So maybe we can just make people laugh. I'm not a good dancer, so I'm definitely will have some laughter there. So so I think laughing is also going to definitely help people come out of this, and staying happy always makes one healthy, and a happy mind is always a happy body. So stay positive, stay happy, all of you. Stay connected and stay safe. My very warm wish, message for everybody out there.
Great. Thank you so much, Vandana, Kingsley, and Dr. Saurabh, for sharing your insights today and great ideas coming out of this panel, as always. So I'm back tomorrow on another episode of VCTV with another set of speakers. Till then, stay happy and stay healthy. Take care. Bye-bye.